What's up, everyone? From Burke Lakefront Airport, downtown Cleveland, the beautiful Great Lakes. We are here in Big Place Studios. I'm live with my beautiful co-host, Maria Cribbs.
What's up, y'all?
I'm Josh Cribbs, and this is The Return.
We doing something a little different today, right?
We are doing something different
Got
today.
somebody waiting on us.
We are going straight to Pay the Man, baby. Let's do it.
All right, Josh. Now, our guest that we have coming up here today, you got to do a little intro, baby. You've been talking about him for a while now.
I definitely have been talking about this guy. He was a fan favorite. I would say an NFL favorite. He only led the NFL in receiving yards. I would say receptions as well. I think somebody crept up towards the end. But he is your man, the one and only Watkins. Austin Watkins
Ladies
Jr.
and gentlemen.
Welcome to the return, baby.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it for having me.
No, we happy to have you here. Can we just say Josh has been raving about you, so I'm going to go ahead and let him get right on to it. I know you're excited.
First of all, if you look at Twitter, I know it's not, athletes, we don't supposed to look in the media. We're not supposed to look at the Instagram.
The comments.
The comments, tweets, but that's all we do now. So, if you look at the tweets, everybody loves you. And it's not just because they're picking favorites. You put the work in on the field. First of all, how does it feel to be a fan favorite and to have such a, an awesome preseason?
Oh yeah, it feel good. It feel like the work paid off, and I be trying to stay away from like the Twitter and all like that.
Right.
But my girl, she'll be sending me she'll tell me like, oh yeah, they said this and that when we be on FaceTime. But I really be trying to stay away from it.
See, I knew you had somebody. You wasn't playing like a single joke.
I'm glad you said girl because I know the smile is what's really getting our audience right now. Like, man, he got a nice smile, but he already put it out there. He got a girl. She probably right there looking at behind the camera. So, ladies, lay off of it.
Watkins is taken, but you had a really significant preseason. And I want you to talk to the young guys who have NFL dreams real quick because you had arguably one of the best showings that a NFL wide receiver free agent, I would say, can have in the NFL and still have to compete to play on a team. Talk about that aspect of, man, you did everything and still have to compete for a roster spot.
Man, it's hard. Like this NFL is like this the highest level. So every day you got to come in and compete. You're going against the best of the best. And, you just got to put your head down and keep working. Like it was a stat room. I was blessed for an opportunity to come in. I had to learn the playbook in one night. You know what I'm saying? So
dang, he said one night.
Stop right there real quick, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not NFL athletes don't just go out on the football field, right, and then run plays like we just learned them by osmosis.
And the playbooks be this thick.
They're digital now. They on a.
They digital now. Of course. Look, we aging ourselves.
Yeah. So Austin, back in the day, we had the telephone page,
the binder, the three-ring
big binders, the big notebooks. You lose it, 12 racks.
Josh, you read that?
Yes.
Go to the page with your fingers. Man.
But that's what people don't understand, the schoolwork. When you're playing at the highest level, the best of the best, there's a certain amount of intelligence that you have to have in this sport where your route may change depending on the defense. And you got to know that while you're in the rough of things. Talk about how the competition level, trying to take the spots and be on the same field, Elijah Moore, DPJ, guys that been there and did it.
Yeah, I say the competition level, I feel like it wasn't like never was like a case with me. Like for the competition level, like, I feel like
you belong.
Really, belong here.
Yeah.
But another thing too though, I feel like the challenging part was the playbooks. Like I really tried to make that my strong fit. So I had stayed up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning studying the playbook. So competition level, it probably I don't see no difference in it. Like it's really the same for real.
He said he had to stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning. But hold on, what time did y'all get started? Like 6, 7? You up all night?
Yeah, sometimes we'll get out by like 7, 8. We was in Greensboro, probably like 8, 9, and I'll stay up all night and probably had like 2 hours of sleep. And then I probably like, you know what I'm saying, studying the whole playbook, trying to learn as quick as I can.
And that's what it takes. And I think a lot of young guys don't understand the amount of work the amount of schoolwork. Because you're only on the field 2-3 hours a day.
Right.
And the other 10, 15 hours is in the classroom. You in the watching film, and then you in the books trying to understand so you can put everything out there on the field and leave it out there on the field. I want to hop into, the games that you've been putting up. I'm pretty aware you knew you was leading the league in receptions and yards. When you was out there scoring touchdowns in preseason, did you ever feel like, man, it's a lock? Or did you feel like, man, I got to keep going?
For real, I ain't thinking about none of that. Like, I was just, like, even after the first, second, third, all them games, like, I was just happy to be there. Like, happy to, like, finally show, like, what I can do. Because, like, in San Fran, I got hurt. And then, like, I wasn't, like, UAB didn't prepare me for the NFL. So I didn't know how to learn the playbook. I didn't even know coverages. You know what I'm saying? So when I got this opportunity,
learn on the fly.
Yeah, this opportunity, like it gave me opportunity to show me, like, show the world, like, I can really play, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I love how versatile he is. He's like, look, I could do. When you as talented as y'all are, I mean, you could pretty much learn anything. Just go ahead and just give me opportunity. I'm gonna go ahead out there and kill it.
So when I'm gonna tell you this, Austin, my first year, I had an opportunity to play with the Browns. I came in just like yourself. This was my first spot. And it got tough to the point where, because I was a college quarterback at Kent State in the MAC. And it got to the point where the coaches, and these ain't the same coaches of today, the coaches cussing me out, yelling at me. And I'm like, hold up, man. I already had a family. I already was married. I already had a kid. And I'm like, hold up, man.
I'm a grown man.
I'm a grown man. Who you talking to? So dealing with that, I had to call home. I called my mom. And I called my girl, my wife at this, Maria. And I'm like, man, they tripping, man. I'm about this NFL ain't cut out for me. And they had to give me the motivation and kind of that word to have me refocus. Like, man, this is your hopes and dreams. Leave it all out there. Put everything out and leave it out there on the field. Is there anybody that you go to when, man, it's one of them days and you need somebody to call to refocus you? Do you have that person in your life?
Yeah, my girl.
Oh man, I see
like my girl.
We
That's
should have
my
had
rock
her
right
on
there.
the line. Like, that's right.
You already know she a rider.
I'm his everything.
Right.
I'm his all.
That's what it is, because especially for a career like the NFL, it's like, it's up and down. Like 1 minute you in, 1 minute you out.
Right.
You getting transferred, you getting moved.
It's not for long.
Yeah, and so you got to definitely have that sense of stability. But I will say though, you were killing it this preseason. Like, Josh kept coming on the show talking about you. How does it feel now where you like, okay, I got to figure out, all right, what's the next move? Are you excited for the next move? Because you know what's going down. You know they're going to be calling. Like,
Yeah, I feel it.
Are you excited for that?
Yeah, definitely excited. Like, I'm definitely excited what God got planned for me. Definitely want to see what's up.
He said, yeah, definitely got to see what's up.
And it's different. He's in a different position.
Yep.
Right? Having such a great preseason. And for him to put up such numbers like that, he feels like he's excited that teams will be calling.
You already know.
Or he'll be on that 53 eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he'll be on the practice squad. I don't want him. And I tweeted this out. I put it out there, Austin. I was like, man.
He had your back.
I'm like, he gave Cleveland, he put it out there on the field. Good luck to you, and I hope to see you in the NFL out there with another team if that's God's will for you. But for all the Browns fans, listen, if it's God's will that he remains a dog,
yeah,
and stays in the dog and stays in the kennel, until his time,
trying to keep him in there,
because that's an ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Receivers don't come along. Receivers like that don't come along. Did you have a end zone dance? I don't think I seen you dance. I think you did the gritty. What you do when you scored in end zone when it was two people, somebody fell down and then you caught it?
Show us what you're working with. Let me see some.
I just hit the gritty. I just be posing, hitting the gritty.
But see, this is the thing. I don't know what the gritty is. So go ahead. Let me.
Ain't gonna do it on
what is it? Let me see it. Somebody let me see it.
Everybody do that. So look, you got to work on it because you're gonna be out there. You gotta have your own. We gotta do an interview one time when when you're making it big and you on the team. Say, yeah, Cribs told me I had to, get my own
celebration.
So I'm working. I got a lot more touchdowns to score, and I'm working. So say that to the media, and then we gonna highlight the new your new touchdown dances. How about that? Can you do that for us?
I got you for sure.
Yes, sir.
But I got you for sure.
Yeah.
I love to see. I still want to figure out what the gritty is, though. I'm sorry, Josh.
It's a dance. Everybody doing.
I mean, I want to see some. You do it.
I can't. First of all, I got 2 left feet. I was a special teams ace.
Okay.
Right. I wasn't a receiver. His hands better than. I'm a man enough to say that.
All right.
You know, and I caught. Look, let me go ahead and defend myself. I caught touchdowns, 60-yard passes, and bombs, and all that. But I'm man enough and secure enough to say he got skills.
Okay.
Man, I would have took him over me as a receiver.
All right.
You know?
Okay.
I won't repeat that if you.
He like, hold on. Mute that part out.
Edit the tape when we have to.
Watkins, can I just say we have a son who's trying to. He's hopeful that he'll be able to make it at least to the collegiate level in playing sports. Before we let you go, I have to ask you: are there any words of encouragement that you want to give to our young listeners out there who might be doubting themselves? Our son, for example, is facing an injury right now, so he just waits. It's going to set him back a year, so he's kind of discouraged. Any words of encouragement you can give our youth out there who they want to make it to your level, they want to make it to what you're doing right now, but might be kind of doubting their way? Any words you want to encourage them with?
Yeah, I don't know like what everybody believes, but I'm big on God. So like when hard times come, like even today, like I just turn to God and give God all like the faith, like let Him control my destiny, let Him drive the wheel. So that's why I tell all the youngins, like, don't put so much control. Like you can control it. Like He control everything. It's already written. So let God control it.
God control. I like
that straight to
I
it.
sure do.
Don't worry about what you can't control.
Right. Because you really ain't in control. God is in control.
Right.
I love it.
You know what, Austin?
We got a God-fearing man on the line.
I know. You think he's going to be a preacher?
Hey.
You think he might be the
Not
one?
yet. He still got some He got some NFL in the
Oh,
baby.
okay. All right. Austin, man, we appreciate you.
Thank you for joining us.
Much love to you. I can't wait to see you in the NFL uniform. Killing it.
We'll be watching.
Yes, killing it in the league soon.
And tell your girl we said hey.
Yeah, man. Tell your girl what's up, man.
Take care, all right? We got more. The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs right after this short break. All right, Josh. That was a nice interview, baby.
I love talking to Austin Watkins Jr.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see his climb throughout preseason. Received a lot of praise from the fan base. You can scroll down all the Twitter feeds, put in his name, Austin Watkins, and people are like, oh, man, the fire symbol.
Right.
A guy who represented what it means to work hard in the NFL and have a shot.
Yeah.
I just want the young guys to know, even if you work your hardest, catch every pass, lead the NFL in preseason in receiving yards and receptions, whatever, that just gives you the opportunity.
Right.
It's still not a lock that you will make it in the NFL because it's that stacked.
Right.
It's that great to play in the league where you have the best of the best.
Yep, he still got that smile on his face.
Yeah, it was good.
But let's get back to the intro of the show. Happy Tuesday to
Oh,
you,
happy
Josh, and
Tuesday.
everybody watching and listening.
Yes.
Josh, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing.
Sun is shining.
I'm feeling amazing. I got a lot of energy from Austin Watkins because the energy that he had, it was transferable.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a good day. The beautiful lake is right there down here, Big Play Studios. I don't want to be anywhere else but here.
But right here, that's right. Now, Josh and I, we had the privilege of hosting the MTKYN, a Heart Health Foundation event on Saturday, Josh.
Yes.
You know, when we host an
talk
event,
about who puts it on.
Denzel Ward and his mother, Nicole Ward.
And his mother, Nicole Ward.
Yes.
You know, head up the MTKYN Foundation, and they put on a free pop-up in the park event for the city of Cleveland, and it is amazing. It was the second year, right?
The second year.
And it was
this
amazing.
year was even more better than last year. It was just amazing weather. I think she had said we reached 12,000 people.
Yeah, it was about 12,000 people that came through.
It was pretty amazing. Everybody had their lawn chairs sitting out. It was beautiful weather. They had the food trucks. They had the vendor tables. They had live entertainment. They had Marsha Ambrosia from the group Flowetry there singing.
Everybody say yes.
It was
all you gotta do is say yes.
Don't deny what you feel. Let me
Andrew Berry, this for you. When it comes to Austin Watkins,
all you gotta do is say yes.
Andrew Berry, when
Don't
it comes
deny
to
what he
Ronnie
did.
Hickman, all you gotta do is say yes. one more time for Andrew Berry. When it comes to Mahmoud Diabate, all you gotta do is say yes.
And I hope he recognized the harmonization that we put into that. You know,
it was a lot of harm.
Yeah,
You right there. You good,
right
baby.
There, right. But speaking of that, Josh, today's the day.
What is
at 4
today?
p.m.
Yes,
53-man roster.
53-man roster will be released today, and it's just the start of it. Right. So just because the 53-man roster in all NFLs will be set today, it doesn't mean that it's set. Set meaning final, because it will change. You will see veterans out there getting released. You saw Christian Kirksey was released for from the Houston Texans.
Oh man, okay.
Andrew Berry might be saying, you know what? Diabate probably needs some company.
Oh,
because there were a few injuries. So I wouldn't put it off the table. Okay. And that's just an example of how you can set your 53-man roster. When they say 53-man roster by 4, it's just you got to have 53. You can only have 53 on your squad. That don't mean you can't look at other squads around. Oh yeah,
make some trades and things like
that.
Trades
and things. All right. That should be a fantasy league or trades and things.
Trades and things.
Like swings and
swings.
Trades and things.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. What I was gonna say before you did talk about Andrew Berry, when we were at the event, when we host an event, Josh and I, we love to have fun. That's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the crowd smiling and laughing and things like that. And little side note, Josh, you helped me host events. I realize I get anxiety. I start getting nervous. I start saying, why did I have to do this? I cannot stand. Why? I don't know what it is about that, but
you are the best. People always come up to us and they be like, "Oh, we love your wife. You ran that football, but where your wife at?" And be looking for Maria. And honestly, it feels good for Maria for you to get that type of recognition now.
Oh,
and now I get to hold the camera and take pictures of you with fans. So I admire that because you're doing your thing. You the real star out here.
I received that, but I'm just saying I had a great time hosting with you. But one thing that we did, we had the grand idea. We were like, okay, let's have a talent contest.
Oh yes,
let's go ahead and hit them with the Showtime at the Apollo, right? I didn't realize. So we talking to the audience. We like, hey, anybody can sing. We're gonna have a competition. Whoever win the best, whoever sings the song the best, we're gonna have the audience vote, of course, by a round of applause. And Josh gonna bless them with some money. Now you gave way too much money. What was that?
I thought you was gonna say that because
I thought $50 max.
We always running late, and I didn't have any change. So when I went to the side to look at my wallet, I'm like, oh my gosh, I only got. But to not give out anything when they looking and waiting, they like,
right.
I was about to be like, give me your cash app.
Right.
Give me,
and we did say we could do
I'm
cash
about to give
app
you
and all
a
that,
card.
right.
Like, call this guy. He'll give you a free oil change.
But what got to me was I didn't realize that someone would have the nerve to raise their hand to participate in a singing competition and then get on stage and can't sing. The one lady was like,
she did. It was confidence. And what did the crowd do?
They did.
What did the crowd do?
They booed her. I couldn't believe it.
The crowd was like,
I couldn't believe it.
And I was feeling so sorry for it. And she didn't care. She took the mic and was like, I was like, oh, Lord, don't do that.
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't believe it. But so, me being the host that I am, I had to ask her, like, who you been singing to like that? She was like, myself. I said, you know what? That makes sense. Because if you would have been singing to others, they would have told you, honey, don't step yourself on that stage. But we had a wonderful time.
That was a good weekend.
It was a wonderful weekend. And shout out to Denzel Ward and Nicole Ward and the MTKYM Foundation.
They do
We're going to have to get Denzel on the show. Now that the roster going to be cut in less than what? 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hour 15 minutes, actually.
Yeah, and
come on over, Denzel. Come on the show.
Denzel.
Come on over to Big Play.
They do great things in the community.
Always.
It was some sad news on the weekend.
Yeah. Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that? Bob Barker passed away. It's the end of an era, right?
It's the end of it. At 99 years old.
My family got on Price is Right.
Oh,
my family wore a shirt.
You told me on. Yep.
And my mom got out there. Hey, and I seen her on TV. Hey,
hold on. What your mom told me, Josh? What your mom told me was she also got the name for your older sister by watching someone on The Price is Right, and their name was LaQuanza.
Really?
That's what she told me.
I have never heard that.
Your mama
ever.
I hope your mom wasn't just making up stories.
I just never heard that.
Trying to get me to walk out your life.
No,
I just never heard that. She believe it. No,
you know how people of a certain generation say, stay out of grown folks' business.
Right.
And I think that was one of the times. My mom probably told me to mind your business. I've
she
never
told
heard that at all. You telling me something new.
I don't know. When I think of Bob Barker, I think of The Price is Right. And shout out to Drew Carey, who's doing an amazing job hosting The Price is Right. For some reason, I just think of when I used to have to like go to school in half a day. And I would have to go get some dental work done or something. I remember just coming home, mouth be all numb, laying on the couch watching Bob Barker host The Price is Right.
Every day was 11 to 12.
And I already told you this. I wanted to be a Barker Beauty. I don't care.
What was your favorite? Yodelee-hoo, yodelee-hoo. The yodeler.
When you going up the
man
hill.
Up the mountain.
Yeah, I know you like that.
50.
You told me.
The price is 50. 50. Okay, it's not 50. It's 65. And it was good, to see people succeed, and see people have fun. Plinko was one of my favorite games.
I like Plinko.
And the last but not least was anytime somebody got to win a car.
The showcase show.
Yeah.
Oh, the cars for
to
real.
win a car, yeah.
But then I always would hear like people would win those prizes, they couldn't afford the taxes on them.
You never heard that?
Yeah, that's like a thing with game shows. Yeah.
I didn't think too deep into it.
But rest in heaven, Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Man. I want to get to the dogs are barking, but I think we got to go to commercial.
We gonna go to commercial?
You want to go to commercial?
Let's do it.
Small break right here. We'll be right back.
We are the return.
Let's go.
In downtown Cleveland.
Make me want to dance.
That's how I'm gonna change my bark.
You was just
Usually
singing.
the bark is
You was just singing, all you gotta do is say it.
Hey, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted Andrew Berry to do with the 53-man roster, because for weeks I've been talking about players to watch.
Right.
We've been talking about guys like Mahmoud Diabate. Go ahead. What you gotta do, Andrew Berry?
All you gotta do is say yes.
And he said yes, because reports came out Mahmoud Diabate is on the 53-man roster. Oh, yeah. And this was a player who created a sack in the end zone. No. It was a tackle in the end zone that gave him a safety. They had a nice picture of him going like this for the safety, and he was, I feel like, much needed. He adds much needed depth at the linebacker spot that this team needs. He also embodies that Austin Watkins type of work, that free agent type of work. Yeah. That when you come on the squad and you give it your all,
want a workhorse like that,
and have the talent, and you put up the stats, you deserve to make a team. So Andrew Berry, shout out to you for doing that. And then we kept talking about another guy from where Maria's from,
the Seabass, Columbus, Ohio. Columbus in the hat.
Ronnie Hickman. He made the 53-man roster. Andrew Berry, what he had to say?
From the Ohio State University.
What he had to say, Andrew Berry?
All you gotta do is say yes.
All he got, yes. And Andrew Berry said yes to Ronnie Hickman.
Okay.
Pick City. He was catching picks. One game he had for the third preseason game, he had 6 or 7 knockdowns. Mm-hmm. He had all the interception every game. He had 2 picks in one game.
I think Nick Padone put a tweet out about that too, talking about how good he was playing, right?
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Nick Padone put out a tweet. And they usually say fade Padone.
Fade Padone, but I think he was right on this one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're not going to fade on this time.
So it might have to change. It might have to be go with Padone.
Go with Padone, baby. We need some new shirts.
I'm with Padone.
Right.
But no, he said, I feel like Ronnie Hickman has played better for the Browns in preseason than he did at Ohio State.
Oh, shots fired. Boom, 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 boom.
I think those are good shots.
Those
are congratulatory shots.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
It's just saying you're doing a good job. You're progressing.
Because on the biggest stage for him, when it counted, if you look at your career, you sum it up, you could have 2 things. Would you rather have played your heart out in the best football ever at Ohio State, or would you put your best foot out there when you're at the highest level with the best of the best? And I think he chose correctly to put everything on the line when it came to making the Browns roster, which he did. Shout out to Ronnie Hickman. He'll be the next one. I'm going to hop in your DM. We're going to have you on the show,
You got to come on the show. Hey, this is your former OG wants you on the show.
OG wants you on the show, man. I
got to hit you with this. I'm sorry I didn't forewarn you. How did it feel when you were waiting? Your first year with the your training, your first training camp, preseason games, and waiting to see that 53-man roster get cut. And have what was the waiting like, and then what did it feel like when you saw your name was on that roster?
That's a really good question.
Do you remember it all?
I do remember it very much. Dang. And that's one reason we had Austin Watkins on the show, because I feel like myself, I had one of the best preseasons that somebody in my position could have, right? If I had the great honor of having a preseason like that, I'm feeling like I'm making the squad. So when I'm looking at the preseason that Austin Watkins had, that's how I felt.
Right.
So it was nerve-wracking at the same time, but in the end, it was all worthwhile.
It was all worth it. That's right. And with that note, we'll be right back with a little bit more of The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Don't go anywhere.
Oh yeah, baby. So Maria, we were talking about, my first time, being in the NFL, making a roster,
Right.
and making it on this team and being able to make my mark.
Right.
And that's why I'm so proud of guys like Mahmoud Diabate. I'm proud of Ronnie Hickman.
Yeah.
I'm still proud of Austin Watkins as well.
Right.
Just because of the level of talent and the focus that they had. There 31 other teams out there as well. So I know any one of these players could play for them. I'm glad they had an opportunity to play for the Browns. I did want to talk about, the winners and losers of preseason, right? It's huge. And when you were looking at this team, there was a cut made. The first cut that was made. That was huge, made news. Cade York.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to talk about it because it's, it's huge news. And I want to put him out there because let me first say this. If we remember a person by the name of Zane Gonzalez, right? 2018, went down to the Saints, missed a host of field goals. That really cost us the game if you add up the amount of field goals that he kicked. And everybody was like, get him out of here, get him out of here. What happened? He got cut immediately. That game, got rid of him.
Wow.
Was that the end of his career? Nope. He ended up going to the Arizona Cardinals and having a successful career and being able to rebound. So it's not over for Cade York, but he was one of the first guys let go when the last preseason game, when the Kansas City Chiefs game was over.
Right.
Cade York was one of the first guys, and for me, it felt strange to hear the differences talking when the coaches gave interviews. And it's hard, Maria. What if you know that somebody's not going to make the team, or you're thinking about somebody not making the team as a coach, and then you got to go out there and face the music.
Right.
And the media say, what do you think, Maria Cribbs, about Cade York? And you think, and he's going to get cut, but you can't tell nobody.
Right, you can't tell
How would your
nobody.
response go, Maria? If you know, okay, Maria, you about to break up with Josh Cribbs, and everybody's saying, how's Josh Cribbs doing? He doing good. Maria, go.
He ain't all that.
Oh my gosh. So did you
No,
expect?
I do think it's great because you work with these guys. They work with Cade for a few years now. They should have mutual respect for him as a man, a human being, as a player. Right. They understand that he's in a rut. But I think I would just stall you out till you're going to see. We're going to let everybody know when that 53-man roster is cut Tuesday at 4 p.m. Not stall them out, but just because you have to work with these people. Right. You don't want to throw no man under the bus. And even in all the joking that we were having going on, having the conversations about Cade, even stuff that was posted on Twitter, you kept saying that he's just in a rut right now.
Right. Definitely has a
like
leg.
how hard everybody was being on him.
Yes.
Like he can go somewhere. You kept saying he can go somewhere else and have great success. He's just in a rut right now. You got to get out of his head. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What would you say as a coach? You are a coach.
Right.
On top of the many things that you do, yeah.
The company line. You always try to keep things in the house.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even went as far as to give my opinion. I would have said, hey, that's not up to me who comes and goes. Because the coach coaches. The coach doesn't say who can come and stay, who can go or stay.
I'm sure they can make recommendations, though.
Yeah, that's it.
You can just
I can make a recommendation.
Email the GM some highlights, like not highlights, some footage. Look what he did.
I can make a recommendation for me to make more money.
Yeah.
But that don't mean it's going to happen.
Right, that's true.
So we all know that the coaches coach the players. Andrew Berry and their staff, the upper management, decide who the players are going to be.
Right.
Exactly. But if we look at the fan, do we have a picture of, I put a poll of Cade York, and it was for the Kansas City game, right? I put a poll that said, will Cade make 100% of his field goals?
Right.
Right. And then I put, it said, or will he miss one?
Right.
Now, about 60% of the people said he going to miss one. And that's, if we just was so much against Cade, it would have been 10 to 10%.
Right.
90% of the people would have said, you know what, he's going to, And because it was still close, 60-40 is still a little bit close. It could have went either way. It could have been 50-50.
Right.
That lets you know that everybody still had faith in York. It wasn't about him as a person. And that's what we have to understand. These are young men. These are athletes who are putting it all on the line. So they still had faith that he was going to still come. He's going to still work out. The big question is,
I think they wanted to have faith because you don't want to be responsible for somebody losing their job. But at the end of the day, when it's time to play in the NFL, you got to be ready. You got to stay ready. You got to come ready. We don't have time to wait on you to get out of this rut that you're in, especially even when it comes to injuries.
I'm going to ask you a question.
What?
If K. York would have made the game-winning field goal against the Kansas City Chiefs to win the game, do you think he should have made the football team?
No, he had to go. And
this was before that. So he had to go.
In my opinion, he had to go. And I'm just thinking of it like, in one thing, in our marriage, one thing Josh can't stand about me, I'm a straight shooter.
Bring our marriage into this?
I'm just saying, we've been married 21 or 20 years? We've been married so many times.
You don't know? What? Lord have mercy. You got some holy water or something to throw?
He tells me
Shouldn't I be mad at her right now?
I'm too blunt.
Somebody give me something to throw.
I would tell Josh if Josh was out there. If Josh was out there missing those field goals like that, he would have came into the house and he would have saw some boxes and some U-Haul movers. I'm preparing for us to. You're going to get cut because you tripping. It's just what it is. I mean, we got to put. And I see where you did your poll on Twitter, or I don't even call it Twitter X, whatever we're calling it, where it was almost 50-50. And that's the thing with us being fans. We have to cut. We learn in this business, especially with us being actually a part of the NFL. You have to separate business for your personal feelings. I might like this person. I might not want to see their livelihood be messed up by them getting traded. Cade York had to go, but I'm sure he will have success. Like you talked about that Gonzalez, he will have success somewhere else. He has to get himself out of this rut. I can only imagine. I want to have some compassion for him. I can only imagine how stressful it has to be like, what is going on with me?
Right.
And then you're going to put me in this position to do the game winner again, knowing I'm in this rut. It's a lot of pressure. Because when that kicker's out there, you're looking at the kicker.
But that's all it's about.
And I know that's his only job. Your job is to make sure it gets in between that goalpost. But we don't.
That's
a lot of pressure.
That's supposed to be his time to come through.
Yes.
The pressure is.
But when you know you're in a rut, it's like you can't even get out of your own head.
Hold on. Your only job for this squad is to come through in the moments.
Right.
When the pressure is the most high.
Right.
So if you show the fan base that in these moments you can't come through, it's an easy decision for fans. We love you.
But I don't feel like it's...
If you don't produce...
But I feel like it's some delusion with these fans. It's the fact that it's almost 50-50.
It's not delusion. It's that people like them.
But what does like have to do? I would like to win some games. I would like for him to make it so we could win.
You're right.
But like Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it?
And let me tell you what it got to do with it.
What it got to do with it?
It had to do with that game against the Carolina Panthers when Baker Mayfield almost came back and won it.
That was how many years ago?
Listen, Baker Mayfield came down and almost beat the Browns, but Cade York, for one moment, kicked a 61, 59-yard field goal in the last moments of the game to win it.
Man, I'm not playing with you, Josh. I just seen Phil Taylor's kicking Phil Dawson, kicking a 50-yard, 60-yard field goal. That's your job. I'm not going to. That's what you're supposed to do, and that's what he should have done. He hasn't been doing it lately, and unfortunately, in the NFL, it's what have you done for us lately? And you haven't been being consistent in your only job. That is your only job. You have not been consistent in it. We love you, but you have to go. And we wish you well, and we hope that you come through and you show us on another team how good you could have been here.
Well.
Don't get me hot up in this place.
Ooh, done preach.
Yeah, because if it was you, I'd be saying the same thing. Josh, what's going on with you? I don't know if you need to make things right with the Lord, because for some reason you fumbling the ball out here. You fumble in the bag.
And they would have been like, get up out of here.
They would have been like, get Cribs up out of here. And his wife would have been like, I agree.
Okay.
You embarrassing the whole family at this
point.
Real
quick, I just want to run down some stuff because we was talking about Cade, and apparently we just had to get it out. I want to talk about the winners and losers in this preseason by position group. All right?
Okay.
I want the quarterbacks, the winners. I think the quarterbacks did really well.
Got my pressure up.
Don't calm down, baby. It's all right. We're done talking about Cade.
My blood pressure.
They made a trade. They got Dustin in here. We have a kicker that's supposed to be pretty a little bit above average, but he's going to get the job done.
Okay.
The quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson and let me see, Deshaun Watson, DTR. I think they did pretty good. Do we have to go to a commercial break, or can I do this?
No, we're good.
Okay, so Deshaun Watson, I think, showed very much improvement from the last 6 games of the year.
Absolutely.
I think he commanded the offense well. I think he should have played a little bit more throughout preseason, but I put the quarterbacks on preseason winners because DTR beat out 2 quarterbacks and proved that he had the ability to be the second string back. So if anything happened to Deshaun Watson in the middle of the year, we got a DTR who the fan base and the staff are pretty okay with. We're okay that if something happens to Watson, we can keep this ship moving.
Right.
A little bit more handoffs to Nick Chubb. Okay, moving on. I think the offensive line did good. Now, Maria, do you remember Big Thanos?
Thanos. Mm-hmm.
I think, and everybody else feel this way as well. DeJuan Jones was a steal because we got him. We all feel like he was a first round pick the way he's playing. And for us to get him where we did, he elevates the offensive line position group and gives them depth. Moving on, the wide receivers. We just finished talking about Austin Watkins.
Yeah.
But there's a host of other guys.
Right.
Cedric Tillman had an amazing preseason for a rookie.
Moore.
He came in here and balled out. The addition, Elijah, I want more, came in off the break and added a huge weapon to this football team.
Right.
Amari Cooper, guys were just balling out. So Cedric Tillman, Elijah Moore, welcome to Cleveland. Wide receiving group. Okay, moving on, the D-line. The impactful additions that Andrew Berry made and Jim Schwartz made for this team, Dalvin Thomason, Shelby Harris, Zadarius Smith. I mean, the D-line that we have, it's the run stoppage.
Right.
The quarterback pressures. It's going to be amazing. They showed it throughout preseason. This is what we wanted for the Browns. When we looked at what this team needed, we needed to be able to stop the run. Yeah, we got Greg Newsome and Denzel Ward in the secondary, but if we can't stop nobody, you got Denzel Ward out there having to get concussions, making tackles and doing everything like he
putting
shouldn't
it
have to
all
do
out
that.
there.
Yeah,
right.
putting it all out there on the line. He shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
So our defensive line, we were upgraded, and it showed in preseason. In the secondary, Ronnie Hickman, we already talked about him, pass deflections, pick every game. And then the last preseason game, Juan Thornhill,
Yeah.
he went back home. Pick 6, baby. That's the best way. We just got him from the Chiefs.
You excited.
And because if you look at our defense, the linebackers, Mahmoud Diabate, so I feel the linebacking core was the position group that Andrew Berry needed to go out and get a guy.
Right.
We saved money from the cap, and I was thinking, you know what? Andrew about to go out there and get a guy and surprise everybody and stack our defense even more. But with his addition, he adds a little more depth, and he's hungry. Man, it's something about them free agents, man. When they make the roster, they are hungry.
You would know all about that.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Coming to eat.
Coming
to prove everybody.
eat.
Coming to prove to you that I should have been drafted, actually.
Absolutely. The biggest losers in preseason by position group. I'm going to say it was the running backs. Nick Chubb ain't play, so we're not talking about him.
Right.
It's just the simple fact that we had to go out and get a guy.
Right.
Because really, if it wasn't for Mahmoud Diabate, I was going to say the linebackers.
Right.
But he helped them. But the running backs, I was disappointed. I was pulling for my guy, Demetric Felton. Didn't show enough. I was pulling for these backup running backs to prove why they belong on this football team, why Andrew Berry didn't need to go out there and get nobody.
Right.
And then the last group, special teams unit, only because of the before-mentioned Cade.
Yeah. It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet, but he drugged that special teams unit down, and nobody could think about nothing else but those missed kicks.
I know.
So when we look at special team, we look at the Browns throughout preseason, there you have it, your winners and your losers.
All right, there you have it right there. Now, look, coming up next, we got some Hey Family. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good. Okay.
I know I keep dancing to the Hey Family. Now, Josh, this Hey Family is going to be a little interesting.
Okay.
Because I was scrolling. I put a lot in. I patted the show heavy with it, but when it comes to Kevin Hart, you know Kevin Hart is a comedian, right?
Right.
Okay, funny guy, right?
Yeah.
All right, I was on his Instagram. Somehow he popped up. I don't even follow him, but he popped up in my Explore page somehow. And I noticed the brother was in a wheelchair, Josh. And I was concerned about him.
Go
Now,
tell us
he
about it.
posted
Go
this
ahead.
video, but I'm not going to show the video yet. I'm going to ask a question. Hey, family, when was the last time that you tried to prove to one of these young bucks that you still got it?
Ooh.
And you ain't still got it. You don't still got
And
it.
you don't
It
still
didn't
got
work
it.
out so
Oh,
well.
my God.
He posted a video, Josh, saying that he tried to race a former NFL player who's his friend, his workout buddy.
Why would Kevin? Why would you do that? Why?
And hold on. To
Why would Kevin do that?
Hart's defense, he's a very athletic man. He gets it into the gym. He got his friends, his trainers in there. He got a gym
let's
in his
not-
home. He
let's
gets
not-
it in.
Let's not conflate the two.
Here we go.
You can get it in, and you can be active you can lifting weights and doing aerobics. That ain't sprinting.
And I think
That's not going against a high class athlete such as somebody.
Okay,
in the NFL.
that was
not
his
the same.
Okay, that was his first mistake, Josh. The fact that I don't care how retired your NFL buddy is, he still got some in the tank.
He got muscle
They
memory.
always
That's what he got.
leave something left in the tank.
Muscle memory.
Now they might put him out for 2 weeks, but
He definitely
he ain't gonna let you beat him.
The other guy sore, because I don't know who he's racing, but he's sore. But Kevin was in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair. And then hold on top of that, Kevin Hart said he's 44 years old.
44.
Now we in our 40s. Now
Don't be telling my
no, I'm 28.
The devil is a liar.
I'm forever
We
28.
ain't in our 40s. I
You
need
not in
something to
your
throw. I
40s
need
yet?
this.
You're
little-
right. So Kevin Hart is in his 40s, right? He said he's
throw
44
some
years old
foam
now.
or
So
something.
I heard something about when you get over that big 40, that 45, it just aches and pains start coming out of nowhere,
Oh, my
Josh.
gosh.
Injuries that you had back in high school resurfacing for some reason. The toe that you stubbed back when you used to run track when you was in 11th grade, it just starts aching
Stop
for some reason
talking
when you
about it.
hit
You
40.
making all the injuries
I'm
come
just
out.
saying, hold on. No, we
just thinking about it.
have the video of Kevin Hart. We gonna roll the video of Kevin Hart. Or we gonna keep rolling.
no,
okay,
we're not gonna-
don't even worry about it. You're gonna go.
I think we want to take a quick commercial.
We gotta take a quick another commercial break.
Yeah,
Josh?
you gotta take one more commercial break.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got a commercial. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. I didn't see you say it. My bad. I'm sorry. Oh, we have to do yours. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. We had to do a commercial. Now you know how this thing go. They
Yeah.
pay the bills. So look, Kevin Hart posted a video, right? He's ranting, going on and on. I see the wheelchair he's in, Josh. What he said was he messed around and found out. Sometimes you mess around and you find out. He tried to race him. Felt some aches and pains in his body. He ripped up all his abdominal muscles. I think some hamstrings, some growing issues going on there. He said he's gonna be out for 6 to 8 weeks in a wheelchair.
Oh.
And he posted a video of him running, and you can see you know when you messed your hamstring up that one time, and you was running, and it was like like a slingshot. You can see where it pulled.
This is why I don't. When people say, "Look at me," when they look at me around town, and the kids be like, "You want to race? You want to do it?" I'm like, "No, of course not."
I don't got nothing to prove to you, 12-year-old.
Definitely not. No. Could you have beat me give me an hour to stretch, and if I hadn't played give me 1 month to train, and I will smoke you. I'm not playing, but I'm not gonna race you right now. No, I got paid to do it. No. Not doing it at all.
Josh,
You gotta know your limitations.
You do it. Now, what is it about kids? Maybe they start sizing us up at a certain age. Why do they always want to challenge us?
I don't know,
Like,
man.
do I look like I want to play with you? I don't play. I quit games because of recess. Who said that? Remember?
Look at
Was that Mike Epps? I think it was you. I mean,
Oh, no.
these kids always trying to size somebody up. Now, don't let it fool you. Now, we can
So
still give it to you if we want to, but
let the adults know. You know, because
Yeah.
sometimes even with athletes that used to be good,
yeah.
that ain't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just hop out there on the field and do something
You
that
gotta
you
stretch.
ain't doing 20, 30 years.
If you over 35, you got to stretch.
You better stop it.
I'm
you gotta
sorry.
stop
You
it.
definitely
man.
got to stretch.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to a commercial.
No, it's an end, baby.
No.
Yeah.
No, we did not go
Baby.
that long. We always
went
run out of
long.
time.
So you gotta, man,
that's it.
we did our thing.
That's
What
the end
you
of the
back
episode
in?
with the return with Josh and Maria Cribs. Make sure you follow us on all
sad,
social
boo?
media platforms.
You
I'm
sad,
sad
baby?
because we always run out of time, but that's okay. You catch us
We had a
next
good
week.
show.
We got a good show.
We talked to Austin Watkins. We did our thing,
Yeah,
baby.
we did.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see what the roster going to be. We'll talk about that next week. The 53-man roster.
The
the
53
finale.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And on for that next game. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on The Return with Josh and Maria Cribs.